Step inside the Ike-To-Gone with your host, Ike Feldman.
What's up, everybody? Your boy Ike Feldman is back in the Combat Cave, straight from Flex Fight Series Volume 6, OMG. Heck of event put on by Flex Matchmaker, aka Chris, and Nick Canobio. And shoutouts to Nick's brother, Dan Canobio, and the entire Flex Fight Series broadcast team. They know how to put on a freaking amazing presentation. One of the best local presentations, MMA presentations I've ever seen. And holy moly, it was in a venue that I used to compete in myself. St. James, New York. The sports arena. If you guys, this is my dog's making his appearance. He's he missed his papa Rio. He's got his eyes in there. Oh my gosh, my puppy, my little puppy. Peter will never get in trouble with me. We have on-air love. Okay, down boy, get the fuck down. Anyway. Amazing night. Got to see my boy Justin Montalvo and the whole Law MMA crew show up. Breaknecks, cash checks. Amazing performance by them. A ton of winners. Pedro Villa, Raymond, Ceballos. I called him Ryan a couple times on the interviews, but I'm tired, man. This was the first event that I went to in a long time, maybe about 30 months. TJ Dillashaw made his return to the cage against who did he just fight? Corey Sandhagen. Well, the last time TJ fought was the last time that I was in at a live event, but I could have gone to UFC 244, Diaz Masvidal, the BMF title, but I was in Europe. I chose to go to France. I turned down a job with the New York Times, and I went to Paris, France, Macedonia, and had a hell of a time. Hung over most of the time, but had a great time spending time with my wife's family. Shout out to Macedonia. And fun fact, Alexander Volkanovski is half Macedonian. But guys, sticking with the flex fights, I love the local guys, and I love being the local MMA guy. And I really enjoyed my time tonight. Pretty amazing. It just felt great being on the scene, and I'm very grateful. I've been a homebody, as you can see. I'm not just watching my beautiful baby boy. I also got my fur baby Rio, who is he's not a husky or a Rottweiler. He's actually half golden retriever, and half Great Pyrenees, and came out black, but people get scared of him. Black dogs do matter, you shouldn't be scared of them. I love you, Poppy. I love you. Take it easy, man. Go down. I'm exhausted, though. It's been a long weekend. I did for the first time in my life, like a 3-hour plus, like a Rogan type of podcast. Just riffing, going on different conversations. I was brought on the Sam D podcast, Sam Dusenberry, to talk about the Tyson Fury Deontay Wilder fight, but it just went, man. It just went. I missed the fights tonight, the Aspen Ladd, Norma Dumont card, the Bellator. I did get to see that. Caught the second round. From then on, the Vadim Nemkov and Julius Anglikas card, Bellator's light heavyweight Grand Prix. A lot of people don't know Julius Anglikas. My goodness, with the name pronunciations tonight. He is a product of Southampton High School in Long Island, New York, and he's fought and lost and got dominated by a 4-time world sambo, combat sambo world champion, and he can't blame him. Nemkov's a killer. He's going to be facing Corey Anderson, who knocked out Ryan Bader. But the point is, these local, especially Long Island fighters, Julius, Al Iaquinta, Aljamain Sterling, Justin Montalvo, killers, man. They're killers. And just privileged and honored to be a part of the event. Shout out to Flex Fight Series. Can't speak highly enough of their product. I will be there November 5th with God's help. Stereo Garden, Patchogue, New York. Patchogue, New York was my stomping ground. I had a fight there before before Flex Fight Series or any referees were there. I was in a fight not by choice. Yeah, man, those Budweisers were flowing back then. Public house, baby, public house. But November 5th, Flex Fight Series Volume 7 returns to the Stereo Garden at Patchogue, or in Patchogue. And then the following day, I'll be there with God's help. UFC 268, Covington, Usman 2. Holy moly. Got to speak briefly with local great Al Iaquinta. He will be fighting on that November 6th card. It's a travesty that Aljamain Sterling cannot fight on that card. The doctors, or the commission, it's rough in New York. Rashad Evans could not fight because of a finding in his brain, but he still fought, I believe, at least a year or two after. New York will not let Aljamain Sterling fight because of the neck surgery. They also were part of that. They inserted themselves into that UFC 244 fight because they ended it early. Nate Diaz, as we know, he comes on late in the fights, as we saw with the Leon Edwards fight, and I'm sure he would have turned it around and at least won a round or two, the 4th or 5th round against Jorge Masvidal, who did seem like he was tiring. But that's neither here or there. What is here are the fights, Flex Fight Series. I'm going to show you guys some highlights and 2 interviews from Pedro Villa and Raymond Ceballos, Ceballos. Ceballos, I believe it. And I called him Ryan. I was so tired. There's like a certain amount of energy you need for these live events where you can, you have the energy to go and go and go. I was dripping sweat. It was exciting to see everybody. Usually I just see my boy, Rio, and my son and my wife and my family. That's the luxury of working remote. But yeah, it was exciting. Definitely the adrenaline was kicking, and it was awesome. It was harder to get my media credential in this event than for a UFC event, which was hysterical, but it all worked out. It was a great night, and yeah, just happy to be a part of it. So let's get to the action. Enough of me all sweated and cheesecaked up and exhausted, and I look like a schlep. But I love you guys, and enjoy the episode.
We need to stick together to save this planet. All of us together.
What's up, everybody? I'm here with Pedro Villa or Villa?
Villa. Yeah,
Villa?
Villa, whatever, whichever.
Okay. Here with Pedro, King Pedro. Vote for Pedro if you haven't. This guy wants a better world. I agree. I believe it can be solved with martial arts, and what better person to preach about martial arts than a winner and somebody who just has so much going on in his personal life, opening gyms, seems like a father figure to some of these fighters at the Warriors Nations in Dumbo. Check it out. They're bringing Henry Hoof to the gym. OMG. Pedro, how you feel, man? Let's just talk about the fight, then we'll get to your life.
Yes. Well, I feel incredible. It was a great fight. It was a great camp too. it was a lot of ups and downs, but I believe that if you get knocked down, if you can look up, you can get up. So I felt great during this camp, and this fight was amazing for me. But overall, I feel, a little sore, obviously. I just fought, but I feel great. Thank you.
No problem, man. It looked great. Now, you seem like in tremendous shape, especially at the level we're at. I think you're going to soar to a champion and maybe in CFFC or CES or something in the future, man.
Appreciate it, yeah.
Where does this cardio come from?
Well, you cannot outwork the gym. The gym is always there, so if you're willing to put in the work and get up, and no matter how you're feeling in the morning, because sometimes we all have those days where we get up and we're like, okay, man, I don't know, I feel sore, I don't want to go to the gym, but you can do something. If you're always doing a little bit with discipline, a little bit, just a little bit, you can get to your goal. So I always tell myself, what am I fighting for? A lot of people have different things that they fight for their families, because they love the sport, which is all great. But one of the things that helps me a lot is that it's me versus me. So it's me and all of us together, because this is a fight that we're all fighting together, especially in these times with what's happening with Corona and stuff like that. We need martial arts, we need sports, we need creativity. We need to bring that back to humanity, and I feel that that's what I'm fighting for our creativity.
I 100% believe it. Sometimes people get confused with the trash talk, and they forget the core of martial arts. And it's like, I believe a lot of kids are jumping into martial arts because of McGregor. It's like, tell them to look back at 2015. That was a different McGregor.
Yes.
I love your message, man. And you speak not only as a real life father, but a fighter, as a father, as I mentioned, for some of your fighters and the guys under you. Do you feel like that you were put in that role, and are you comfortable with that role, kind of being like a mentor?
It's funny you asked me that, because ever since I was young, I've always heard God's voice through other people. It's something interesting. You can call God whatever you want. You cannot get wet by the word water. So it can mean anything that you want for you. But for me, it's that voice, the voice that I hear inside myself and the voice that I hear others say. Because sometimes what others say, it's a message from their soul. So I always hear, you're responsible for what they do. You're responsible for what others do. And necessarily it's not others that they're different than me. No, it's also me, because I believe that we're all one. We're all versions of each other. So if I am a leader because I choose to be, not just because I say, oh, I'm a leader. No, because my actions, attitude reflects leadership. So in my gym, I believe that it's not just a belief, it's a seeking, because I don't believe, sometimes you can believe something that's wrong. I seek the truth. I seek that if you want to be the best martial artist, if you want to be the best in the sense of that you give it all you got, regardless of the outcome of the fight. You can't control what happens inside there. Just like life, we cannot control what happens.
True.
But what we can control, it's our own actions, how we feel about the sport, how we do about it day to day, how when something happens to us, either it's going to make us stronger or it's going to make us weaker. And that's what I bring to my guys. I tell them, give it all you got. If you know that you have a fight coming up, for example, you can go out and party. It's just, it's the way it is. Because what if the other guy didn't? All right, and the other guy, meaning, not because the other guy is different than you, it's just because you know in your heart that you made a mistake. So that's going to affect you in the fight.
Do you believe, I have this crazy idea that I believe on fight night, the truth comes out.
Yes, he does.
And it's...
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're a fighter. There you go. You know.
I
No,
try.
it's true. It's true. It's amazing that you said that. It is true. You cannot lie to the cage. It's interesting that you said that. It's like God is looking at you. Murphy is there. Like he's telling you.
You give me chills, man.
Yeah.
You give me chills.
Yeah. He tests you. It's everything. You can't hide from life. You cannot hide from Murphy. You can't hide from things happening to you. You cannot live in fear. Fear is to drive you to show up. I'm afraid, to terrify every time I step in there. But I always remember, it's why I'm here. It was why I was put in this earth, not to be a competitor, but I'm using this to have a voice. See, you interview me. It's giving me the voice to let others that, a lot of people, some, because I include myself, they won't say, hey, I'm feeling this type of way, because they don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to say, oh, I feel vulnerable. Or that. No, it's okay. I'm here to show you it is possible. Be awkward, be weird, but be weird because that's who you are. Be the best version of you.
I respect it, man. I heard a great quote. I want to be around people who have the courage to be themselves.
Yes.
And last thing, it's Hulk Forever on,
on Instagram, yes.
Okay, follow Pedro on Instagram. This guy is through and throughout, pure to the sport, and that's why I can't wait to stop by their gym in Dumbo. Where do you see yourself in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years?
Oh, I love that question. I see me being the flyweight champion in Flex, CFFC, and wherever Elohim, God, Sophia, whatever, you can get wet by the water, wherever he wants me, she wants me, that's where I'll be. Wherever I'm needed, I'm here to serve. I'm here for all of us, for you, for the fans, for everybody who's, even that's not a martial artist, I'm here for them.
Amen, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What's up, everybody? We interviewed Pedro Villa at the start. He had an excellent message, and I'm now with the main event winner, Raymond Ceballos. I hope I pronounced it correctly. If I didn't, he'll slap me in the face. This guy's on fire. Even though we saw his jiu-jitsu, I have no doubt he's got hands on him. He trains at one of the greatest jiu-jitsu gyms in the world, Renzo Gracie Academy in Manhattan. If you guys have not been to the Blue Mats, check it, or the Blue Basement, excuse me, check it out. Raymond, how you feel, man?
Feel great. Really good to make my pro debut as a main event and win by the first round is a great feeling.
What were the nerves going into this? If there were any.
There were a lot. I feel like when people say they weren't nervous, they're full of shit. Because honestly, if you're human, you have nerves, and it kind of keeps you awake, keeps you alert. And I had a lot of family expecting this, a lot of close people. They wanted to see me win, so I was nervous, but I made sure that I was trained, so I was prepared.
You seem mentally bulletproof, man. It seems like you had some stuff hanging in the back of your mind, as we heard in the post-fight on Flex Fight Series 6 main event. But how'd you kind of compartmentalize everything and then put on, like, literally one of the best performances of the night, if not the best performance?
I've been focusing a lot on breathing exercises, the Wim Hof method, and several other exercises that kind of just help change my life in a big part to help me just deal with a lot of stress a lot better.
Well, I need to work on it. My glasses are fogging up, man. But seriously, where do we go from here? What was your record in amateur before turning pro?
4-3.
4-3, and now 1-0. Is there a certain game plan? You want to stay within Flex? You want to jump around?
I want to keep my options open. Flex is a great organization, and I'm glad they allowed me to make my pro debut. It was difficult for me to find a fight for a while, and they gave me a great platform to start. So, you know, I'll be glad to continue to fight for them and see where the future goes.
Again, we're being joined by Raymond Ceballos.
Ceballos, yeah.
Ceballos. Oh, the first one. Should have went with the instincts, but not everybody will be able to tell. This guy is a jacked out welterweight who's a cardio machine. A lot of people see Tyron Woodley. Who else? Gilbert Burns, a big welterweights. Ryan, how the hell do you keep the cardio going, man?
Raymond.
Excuse me?
Raymond.
Oh, Raymond. I swear I'm sober. How do you keep the cardio going, man? Especially grappling. Like, you were not scared to enter the grappling exchanges.
Just training. You know, I was confident in my game. I'm confident standing on my back, on top. So again, the breathing exercises were a big game changer in me controlling my own body.
What do you walk around at?
185, 190.
Okay, not bad. Typical. Well, man, any closing words, man? This was an amazing performance for an amazing night. Really appreciate the time.
Just believe in yourself. You know, I took like the announcer said, I took 3 years off, and I wasn't doing nothing. I was training my mind, my body, and I was getting ready for a day like this.
On a positive note, I believe like the crazy last 18, 24 months we've had in the world, it's helped people put focus on the things they love and value the most,
Yes.
man. And thank God we got you in the cage, because, I mean, it's like your expression was beautiful tonight.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Raymond, not Ryan. He's going to choke me out, but we're on the record, so he won't do it. Raymond, I appreciate the time, and I can't wait for your next fight, man.
Thank you, sir.